All right, we're almost halfway through the month. I'm Gio Benitez. Good to see you. It's Tuesday, August 11th. You've got questions. We've got answers. This is Search, where we're breaking down what you're asking right now in real time. So let's get right to it. We've got our Maya Ephraim right here, overseeing our online search trends. All right, Maya, good to see you. What are people searching for?
Hi, Gio. Searches topped more than 500,000 as people look for updates on a devastating 7.4 magnitude earthquake that struck Colombia. People are looking for videos of the moment the earthquake shook and toppled buildings. They're also looking for the death toll and tracking ongoing rescue efforts. Turning to the Lindsay Clancy murder trial in Massachusetts, interest spiked following testimony from her former psychiatrist who discussed Clancy's medication history. The testimony sent people flooding to look up the definition of pressured speech, review summary recaps of the trial, and ask whether Clancy herself will take the stand. Clancy has pleaded not guilty to murder charges in the deaths of her 3 children. And finally, lottery fever is reaching a fever pitch across the country as the Powerball jackpot rolled over again, reaching $1 billion ahead of tomorrow's drawing. The number of people who are searching for the odds of winning is really soaring, but my favorite searches are from people who have already won in their heads. They're calculating the post-tax payout of a $1 billion jackpot.
I'm one of those people, Maya. No doubt about it. Guilty as charged. All right, thank you so much. We're going to check back in very, very soon. But let's dive a little deeper now into the story that you can't stop talking about. And it's that very, very serious story in Colombia. Rescue efforts underway after a powerful earthquake rocked the country. And we've got our Patrick Revel keeping track on all of this from our London bureau. Patrick, this is just so awful what we've been seeing. These images are unbelievable. And this breakout search that we're seeing right now, they're asking how many people have died from this earthquake and what are officials saying?
Yeah, Gio, I mean, officials say the death toll currently stands at over 220 people, but there are fears that it could rise significantly because large numbers of people are still trapped under the rubble and thousands are still reported to be missing. There are reports that as many as 3,900 people are still missing. Thousands have also been injured, and rescuers are now racing to try to find survivors, trying to dig people out, Gio.
Patrick, remind us here, where and when did this earthquake actually happen? Let's zoom out a little bit because people are specifically asking about Bogota, which is, of course, a very, very famous city there in Colombia. Was that affected?
Yeah, Gio, so the earthquake struck in western Colombia with the epicenter in the Chocó region, which is about 250 miles from Bogota, which means that the capital was largely unaffected, but the western area was badly impacted, and including the city of Cali, which is Colombia's 3rd largest city. And the Chocó region is also one of the country's poorest, and parts of it are very inaccessible, which also is going to make rescue efforts difficult in some rural areas.
Well, what about the search and rescue efforts? What are the latest right now?
Yeah, rescue efforts are urgently underway. Dozens of people have been pulled from the rubble today. Soldiers and volunteers have been digging. The US now says that it is sending a rescue team to try and assist. And all of them are racing in the so-called golden hours, these 72 hours when there is still the best chance of trying to find people alive.
Patrick, there's a search right now happening, a real spike in searches about natural disasters in Colombia. Does the country see a lot of earthquakes?
Yeah, Gio, I mean, earthquakes are very frequent in Colombia because of its location, but this is the most powerful in a decade. Over 600 people were killed by another earthquake back in 2016, but this is already one of the deadliest since 1999. And of course, it follows that devastating earthquake in neighboring Venezuela just weeks ago that killed over 6,000 people, Gio.
And these images right now, just unbelievable to see. Patrick Revel, thank you so much for reporting there. All right, let's get a check now on the latest testimony in the Lindsay Clancy trial. The nation is watching this. Our legal analyst, Brian Buckmar, is following this case. All right, Brian, good to see you. So testimony continued today. Who took the stand?
Yeah, Gio, today was a psychiatric nurse practitioner by the name of Rebecca Gelada. She testified about her initial assessment of Lindsay Clancy when she was treating her from November of 2022 to January 2023, highlighting things like she didn't see any signs of psychosis at the time, but did feel that she suffered from severe postpartum depression.
You know, our breakout search right now, Brian, in the last 24 hours has been the testimony from that psychiatrist. So tell us more about her and what did she say?
Yeah, so I can understand why this was a breakout moment, because it was a major moment in the trial. This is actually a psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Jennifer Tufts, and I would highlight that she's not just testifying as a witness in this case, she's also a named defendant in two separate civil cases where both Lindsay Clancy and Patrick Clancy are suing her and other nurse practitioners for what they're saying is wrongful medication and treatment that led to the wrongful death of their children. Now, in a heated argument with the defense attorney and this witness, they pointed out some of the flaws with her in her assessment.
Another breakout search right now that we're seeing is, what is pressured speech? So what is that and why is it coming up?
Yes, I didn't want to give it all away in that last question, but it's a very interesting moment with that witness, Dr. Tufts. In the testimony, the defense attorney is pointing out a 2022 psychiatric telehealth note that she had written. And in that note, it says, not hyper, comma, pressured speech. Now, pressured speech is a psychological and a medical symptom where a person speaks rapidly, continuously, forcefully, without the ability to stop that kind of urgent pressure inside. It's also seen as a form or a symptom of being manic. And so here the defense attorney is saying, you wrote in your notes, you said pressured speech, that means manic. And the witness was saying, no, you're misinterpreting that. I meant not hyper pressured speech without the comma. And the defense attorney kind of walks away and looks back and says, oh, misinterpreted, like your assessment. And I think that's what made it such a viral moment.
Okay, a viral moment, and that's why that's out there. So people want to know, obviously, we're looking at this trial, and it's hard to have a crystal ball on this, but when could this trial wrap up?
Yeah, so right now we're on day 11 of this trial. Prosecution has brought forward 60 witnesses so far. Now, at the beginning of the trial, both the defense and the prosecution agreed that this should be a 4 to 6 week long trial. But it seems like because they're just getting in the heat of this, it might be a little bit longer. I think the judge's assessment of 6 to 8 weeks may make more sense.
All right, Brian Buckmeyer, our legal analyst here at ABC. Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate you. All right, so time to tee up now the $1 billion Powerball jackpot. Yeah, that's with a B. We've got Andrew Dimbert following all of the details now, so to see if you're feeling lucky. If Andrew's feeling lucky, who knows? Okay, so Andrew, look at this, $1 billion today. How'd this happen?
I don't think I'm feeling that lucky, Gio, but you always have a chance if you play. So we got here because on Monday night, no one won the Powerball drawing. So we're now at around $975 million for that total jackpot. Not quite $1 billion, but we are creeping close. And that's because nobody's won since May 2nd. No one's hit all 6 of those numbers. That makes this the largest Powerball jackpot of the year and the 8th largest of all time.
Let's get down to the basics here, because people are asking now, of course, because they probably want to play, how does the Powerball even work? How many numbers do you need to win?
So you need to hit 6 numbers in total. First, you got to hit the 5 white balls, which go from numbers 1 to 69. Then you have to hit the red Powerball number, which is 1 to 26. And here's the thing. It's not an all or nothing concept here. You can still win prizes if you don't get all 6. But if you get all 5 of those white numbers and miss out on the Powerball, you're a millionaire. You get $1 million. I don't know how I'd feel about that, though. Yes, on the one hand, you have $1 million. On the other, you were 1 number away from $975 million. By the way, the odds of winning the jackpot and getting all 6 numbers, 1 in 292 million.
People, I find it funny that they're asking this question. How much tax do you pay on a $1 billion win? It's like, who really cares, right, if you win something? But anyway, how many taxes, how much in taxes do you pay?
Oh, I love this question because people are already planning out their winnings, right? The short answer is a lot. It really depends on if you take the annuity or the lump sum cash option, but give or take, you're going to be giving Uncle Sam about 37% of your total winnings. So before taxes, if you take the lump sum cash payment, that's $433 million. The annuity, however, is payments of $33.3 million over 30 years. So after taxes, that comes out to the cash option being around $272 million. The annuity is about $631 million, but again, paid out over 30 payments.
All right, pay out over 30 payments. All right, so what numbers hit most in Powerball?
Oh, I love this question because no number is going to give you better or worse odds. It's not going to change your odds at all. But historically speaking, this is a fun one. 21 and 61 are tied for the most frequently drawn numbers, followed by 64, 28, 23, and 27. Again, that's just based on history. It does not change your odds.
All right, and people are asking about strategy.
Okay, so as far as strategy, I got this from a few lottery savants. They say, and it makes sense when you think about it, you should avoid playing birthdays, even though that's what everybody wants to play, because most of the birthday numbers you're using, the days and the months, only go from 1 to 31. But out of Powerball, it's 69 numbers. So maybe stay away from birthdays, but that's only really going to help you if you tie the prize with somebody and win, because it's not going to change your odds, right? It's really just going to give you a bigger payment if you zig when everyone else is zagging. The only strategy you can control, Gio, is how many tickets you buy.
Oh, that's right. How many tickets you buy, how much money you spend. Absolutely. We say it to astronauts and we say it here to Powerball players. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Thank you so much. All right, so we just ran through your top searches there, but what else is on the timeline? Let's get right back over to Maya. Okay, Maya, what else is trending today?
Gio, Chicago's O'Hare International and Midway airports are facing severe travel disruptions today as flight delays and cancellations stack up. Severe weather threats and storms rolling across the Midwest have triggered grounded flights and delays, leaving travelers searching for real-time flight updates. And heartbreaking news for wildlife lovers around the world. Jackie, the iconic big bear bald eagle, has died at the age of 14. The Ohio Raptor Center announced her passing after more than 3 weeks of intensive care for severe anemia and an underlying illness. People are now taking to search and mourning the beloved eagle whose nest live stream captured hearts globally for over a decade.
Oh, can I just tell you, I was heartbroken by this, and I know so many others are heartbroken by that because we've all watched Jackie grow up with her family there. Just beautiful. Thank you so much,
My
Maya.
thoughts are with Shadow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, Maya, thank you so much. Okay, coming up here, one search always leads to another. We've got a trending topic, but that is just the surface. How the AI boom could impact what you study in the classroom. It's The Spiral, and it's next. Okay, welcome back to Search. Today's top searches are only part of the story. A simple scroll can sometimes take you down that deep rabbit hole. It's time now for The Spiral. Okay, so you can't stop asking questions right now about education, so we're following your clicks and curiosity. And it looks like you want to know more about how AI is impacting college classrooms. It's a big question, and even what people are choosing to study. So let's break it down. We've got Jeannie Allen up first, and then Faith Maba. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. Okay, so let's start with how colleges are responding to the AI boom. Jeannie Allen is the founder and CEO of the Center for Education Reform. Jeannie, it is good to see you. Thank you so much for being here on Search. So the chair of computer science over at UT Austin says that everyone needs a degree of AI literacy. So do you agree with that? And what about non-computer science majors?
You don't need a degree in AI literacy, Gio. You just need to know enough about AI, how it boosts your education. What AI is doing right now, it's no different than computer science was 25 years ago. Kids don't have to be running around changing their major. 65% of college students are apparently nervous about college. What you need to do is make sure that AI literacy is embedded in any major. It could be nursing, it could be history, it could be education, it could be business. AI can make you more able, give you more time to actually be human. And we are in an era that we want people flourishing. It can give you more time if you know your subject, and it gives you an opportunity to spend more time with your actual, dare I say it, books and subject right? And subject matter, and AI can actually boost what you're able to do if you know your subject. If you don't know your subject, how do you question AI?
Well, that's right, because at the end of the day, we do not want AI replacing humans, and in some way that is very much up to us. So should we expect our education systems to evolve the same way that technology does?
You know, it's a great new opportunity. You know, I know a lot of people are worried, but it's a great new opportunity for students. We have been the last couple of decades in a period of isolation. People have been worried about students' mental health from the time they're very young, about a focus on the devices and not being able to actually interact. This gives you a chance to interact. And so the real answer to that professor from Austin is make sure those kids are learning, and let's ask them, what do they want to be when they grow up? Not what do they want to do, and give them power tools to actually get there, as opposed to saying that they've got to replace their education with AI.
Jeannie, is there a downside to this at all? Because could schools be doing a disservice to students by putting such an emphasis on AI courses or tools? And one of the conversations I just had yesterday was, you know, some of these AI companies have thought that this was going to be such a huge money grab. And at least for now, we're not quite seeing that just yet.
Yeah, Gio, here's the real downside when you are so focused on AI tools is that you actually do forget that your brain does need to read. Your brain does need to consume things and be challenged. If you look at the other Austin, the University of Austin, Texas, they're doing all great books. It's all original source material. I mean, they are walking around and having Socratic dialogues. They are digging through language that no ChatGPT, Otter, or any other tool out there is going to find for you. And so we need to remind people, again, it's no different than a pencil. A pencil was technology. This is technology. It's how you use it that gets you there. And the bottom line is, with content, with rigor, we will kill those numbers, which we have today, which is something like less than 30% of all students, 4th, 8th, 12th grade, know anything about reading, writing, history, civics, science. That's what we have to change. So they are wrong to say we need it, like as a replacement. What we need to do is say, how do we use it to actually build character in our next generation of students?
Yeah, one of my favorite things in college was to go through the library and do so much of the investigating myself. So this is a question we're seeing, Jeannie, here. Is AI going to make choosing a major obsolete?
No, so I think again it comes back to look at what you want to do. Look at what you think you're good at, and instead of worrying about what your credentials are, let's let kids experiment. Why are we making students have to commit to a major in freshman year? I had a mentor once that said to me, the difference between high school graduation and first year of college, 3 months. How does that transform you into knowing what you want to do the rest of your life? Yes, we have to be saying to younger students, let's think about here are the career paths that are out there, but we should be talking about what makes you truly a person that can be productive and engaged. And so why look at a major then? Look at a major. Think about, it's okay if I change it, and make colleges respond to us as consumers, Gio, and make them have to accept if we switch from liberal arts to nursing to something back. It all should count. Learning every day should count. We should all be carrying around a portfolio that people vie for the privilege of giving us a job because we're so darn well-rounded.
All right. Well, this is why you do what you do, and you're good at it. Jeannie Allen, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and bring in Faith Maba now, who's embracing AI in her studies right now. Faith, it is great to see you. Thank you so much for being here, because you're a senior at Virginia Commonwealth University. You're a psychology major with a minor in AI. I think this is so fascinating. How'd you make that decision?
So I had a lot of extra credits left in my schedule because I finished the course requirements for my psychology major pretty early on due to taking AP and DE classes. So I had the choice of choosing a minor to fill up my schedule so I could still have the minimum requirements to be a full-time student. So I went through options like human resources and social welfare, and I talked about it with my mom because at the time those aligned more with my interests. And I talked to her about a news release from VCU that they were at a cybersecurity minor and practical AI. And she talked me through the decision and said that practical AI would be more suited and match up to the advancements of AI and how it's being implied everywhere. And that's how I chose the minor.
Faith, what does an AI minor even look like? What are the courses?
So the courses are very flexible in terms of the options we have. So the first semester I started applying myself in the AI minor, I took Ethics of AI, which is held under VCU's philosophy department. And then I took Essentials of AI, which is under the computer science department. And then this previous semester, I took Practical AI Synthesis, which was a project-based course that really helps you to apply the principles you learned in these foundational classes, as well as AI and mass media.
So I hear that you've looked into graduate psych programs that explore human behavior in the workplace. How do you think AI is helping you reach your career goal?
So what I've seen is that a lot of faculty are implementing AI in their research in terms of studying AI and the hiring biases that it places in workplaces or employee reactions in AI. So having this technical experience and approaching a faculty member and saying, hey, I want to join your research lab. I have some research experience and practical experience with handling AI. It helps me to really understand the concepts that they reiterate to me when they talk about their current projects and where they want their research to go, as well as give me more of a methodological approach to really also applying it to research as well, using like AI software to clean up theses and manuscripts and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wonder about your friend circle right now. Have a group of friends also picked up this minor? And do you think other students should do the same?
So as for a group of friends, my friends are across a diverse range of majors and they have not picked up an AI minor. But within the practical AI minor, there's a lot of students who are coming from non-computer science or applied majors just like me. So there's a very wide range of people doing things like sociology, psychology, theater, so it's very diverse. And as for other students pursuing this minor, I would say if you have an interest in wanting to learn about the technology, its uses, its downsides, to be more well informed about how you use AI, I think it's a good learning experience and it really helps you stand out.
That's right. And hopefully folks like you can make sure that it doesn't take over and it keeps us humans going. Faith Mava, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
All right, still ahead here. It might be at the top of your feed, but what's the vibe? We've got your top pop culture and entertainment searches with Roxy Diaz, including Martha Stewart proving that age is just a number, y'all. It's the Vibe Check, and it's next. Now for our Vibe Check, a look at what's buzzing in entertainment and pop culture. And our Roxy Diaz joins me now with a look on what's trending on your feeds, her feeds, our feeds, all the feeds. Roxy, what's the vibe?
The vibes are vibing. The feeds are going crazy right now. I just can't even wait for tomorrow's Vibe Check because there's so much going on. But for right now, Don Draper is going to be a dad. John Hamm and his wife Anna are expecting their first child together, with a source confirming the news to People after Anna's baby bump was spotted during a Hamptons Beach trip. Their love story is peak Mad Men lore. They met in 2015 when Anna played a receptionist in the series finale, started dating in 2020, and married in 2023 at Big Sur's Anderson Canyon, the exact spot where the finale was filmed. Now, Hamm, who once said he didn't have the marriage trip, has fully embraced the plot twist, telling The Hollywood Reporter, "I will be the old dad, but so it goes. It could be a good thing." Congratulations to them. Now, Brad Pitt is opening up like never before. In a wide-ranging Esquire interview, the 62-year-old revealed he experienced a brief period of suicidal thoughts amid painful family stuff, saying, "I just didn't see a way out," while crediting his survival instincts for pulling him through. The stretch included the death of his mother and years of family upheaval following his split from Angelina Jolie. Pitt also shared that he's no longer sober after 7 years not drinking. Now he's drinking in moderation. "I can have a few, but I can't have a lot. I have to be professional about it." And Travis Barker is revisiting the day that changed his life. On the Jay Shetty podcast, the Blink-182 drummer revealed his toddler daughter, Alabama, begged him not to leave before his 2008 plane crash, and that she kept repeating, "The roof's gonna come off." Barker says all the signs were there. He tried to pull out of the gig a week early, and the plane gave him such an awful feeling. He told his dad, "If something happens to me, please make sure the kids are taken care of." And the full story unfolds in his new documentary, Louder Than Fear.
Why am I here and everyone else isn't? I had to ask myself who I was going to be after this accident.
It premieres on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus on August 13th. And last but not least, Martha Stewart is proving 85 is just a number. The lifestyle icon ditched her signature blonde bob for a rose gold pink transformation, courtesy of her celebrity hairstylist, Chris Appleton, who captioned the reveal, "Welcome to the rose gold era." The video is a whole production with, of course, Martha lip-syncing Meryl Streep's Devil Wears Prada line, "Pull yourself together, we have work to do," and by we, I mean you, with Madonna's Vogue in the background. It's her third Appleton collab this year after the Mocha Mousse moment and the Honey Blonde updo, and fans are obsessed with it all. I think she looks better than ever, Gio, but here's my question. Did you get the pink wig? Because I think that pink would look good on you too.
You know what? No, definitely not as good as it looks on Martha Stewart. First of all, I didn't know rose gold was even a color. But did you say 85?
I was about to say this was all in celebration of her 85th birthday, but I mean, if you really go down the rabbit hole or the spiral of Martha Stewart's old pictures, she was such a Betty. Like, she was a vibe from the very, very beginning.
She was a vibe, is a vibe, you're a vibe. Thank you so much, Roxy. Appreciate it. All right. I'm Gio Benitez. This is Search on ABC News Live, where your questions meet real answers. We're going to leave you with what's trending right now on abcnews.com. The headlines right there. You see that QR code, scan that, catch up. Ashin Singh, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.